At the same time in the capital Sichuan Tang sect, Tang Su-ha's military advisor was reporting the situation to Jiakur. Blood inflammation monopills were spreading very well and were also being used in battles between sects. Very well, we will gradually mark power throughout the Central Plains, except for the 9 sects and gangs. I think we should act more discreetly from now on, landlord. Tang Jigik wants to expand their power. The advisor's advice is unnecessary and the order is to do whatever the crime is. Tang Su-ha is scared, thinking that if he does too much, innocent people will be affected. After hearing that, the old homeowner just wanted to punch him a few times because he felt sorry for people and then wanted to disobey. The atmosphere filled the house, so Tang Su-ha had to apologize and promise not to say nonsense anymore. It felt like the homeowner was about to vent, so he bowed and asked permission to go back to sleep. After that, Tang Jigik also forgot and immediately went to the rendezvous point with a special person. Both wanted to meet at the hotel, right behind the manor where the disciples practice. But the night is silent and cold, guessing that something bad is about to happen. It's already here. Why is everything going as expected? What happened to the stalker? The mysterious guy said there was no need to worry because he had erased all traces leading to the gate. Dozens of corpses of members of the Hua Dai enemy were lying around below. As proof. If so, then tell me your plan from now on. Tang sect doesn't need to act for a while because it's time for the demon sect to revive. It was an unexpected event, not sure whether it was good or bad, but the homeowner had to exclaim in surprise. Although everything was not completely successful, I gave them a new life. Is that also what he wanted to say? Did Patriarch Tang quickly ask the question? Black Plum Blossom neither denied nor affirmed and his voice was very condescending. A plot to cause chaos in the Central Plains is gradually reaching its final steps and now it is known that Tang Mon Sichuan is a small part of it. Even though the battle was over between Namgung Mae and Murim Bo, Namgung Il also realized many things from there. He knew that his younger brother had succeeded in control the internal force and control it. An unexplained question appeared in my mind: how could that great mixture of aura be so harmonious? Master Ryu Yian immediately understood and explained, maintaining balance and harmony by directing the mind to the ultimate balance, everything follows that so-called middle ground. Well, there is always light for darkness to exist and there is always darkness with light. That is the natural law for the world to stabilize the order of disorderly things. Difficult but reasonable, saying deep into all the difficult problems of Namgung Il for a long time. The body of the eldest son of the Namgung family suddenly glowed with a strong aura. Master understood that this child was truly a genius because has broken through the realm. He realized immediately just by saying a few words and watching the children fight. The heavenly dragon sword leisurely felt the experience that he had longed for so long ago to the point of going crazy. That invisible wall as high as the sky was also broken by the agreed competition. You have finally reached the intermediate stage of the superconscious realm, right? Let's leave the celebration behind because first we need to take the 2 boys to the hospital. It sounds a bit uncomfortable because Murim Bo is still as strong as an elephant and hasn't been harmed. Namgung Il suddenly and then accidentally looked in its direction to see if the master's words were right or wrong. Paying closer attention, Murim Bo, who was supposed to win, was standing like a statue and unconscious. After those 2 people carried Namgung Mae and Murim Bo for treatment. Ah Joan was outside, but he didn't know where the news had come. He wasn't a member of the dojo, so he had to secretly infiltrate inside. Besides, with that typical bang style and that familiar smell, how could the guard let them set foot in the white dojo? It took a while for Ah Joan to wait for everyone to leave. Then dare to show up. Fortunately, when the door closed, there was no one there. Yu Ah Rin didn't come either, so she must have been busy hunting somewhere else. Is this person the hero from before and the one who bought me food? He must have been seriously injured. I hope he will recover soon and come back. Knowing that the favor with Namgung Mae is too great, Ah Joan can only repay the favor temporarily. He will really get better. Many times after eating, while talking, he fumbled around in his pockets and clothes. After taking off a shoe, the smelly manto that had been left for 5 days was hot and blew on it. The wound was quite serious. causing Namgung Mae to lose consciousness, but now he was about to wake up. When he was about to feed some meat, Namgung Il suddenly kicked open the door. He shouted loudly in doubt because he was afraid of what the stranger wanted. "Harming my younger brother. You bastard, what kind of disgusting thing are you trying to poison my junior brother with?" Ah Joan doesn't know how to explain. The dumpling that has been smelling for days is the best thing as a gift for the 5 young masters. Well, it's too dangerous. The boy purposely wants to find a way to run away without a crowd of people coming to spread the net so God saves. Namgung Il rushes closer to grab his hair and slaps him. Thought he could do it, but the truth is that Ah Joan is too fast to hold his hair. With the appearance of a beggar, this boy is proving his high-class flying ability. Unknown where did I learn that method from, but it still makes the heavenly dragon sword run around. It's not like that. I'm just too worried about my benefactor and just want him to eat dumplings. After a while one more time, Namgung Il missed because the other person was like a ghost. Ah Joan ran out the door and didn't forget to explain that it was just a misunderstanding. See you next time. What the hell is going on here? So, he is Namgung's most talented heavenly dragon swordsman, but he can't catch the beggar boy. Even Namgung Il's smelly finger can't predict and grasp his moves. Outside, Master Dragon passed by and smelled a rotten smell, so he stopped to ask. He asked if he saw any dirty people? So Namgung Il taciturnly said that that bastard was planning to poison his junior brother but left. After hearing the storm sword, he muttered curses and then left, afraid that he would disappear without leaving a trace. There were only 2 brothers left in the room, one sleeping and the other falling into contemplation after breaking through. Morong Bo also had the same situation as the 5 sons of the Namgung family. In an uncertain coma, he is in a dream that he will never want to leave. Because there is someone in here whose soul Morong Bo always begs to see again. The scene is a green forest, fresh and smooth, and also includes Morong Bo. The voice of the deceased rang in his ears praising his junior brother for doing a good job. Unreal as real, Morong Ji stood up and wondered if this person was really his senior brother. I can't. Who else can come in here? Brother, it's my brother Morong Bo. The desire to meet senior brother is like an urge to marry Morong Ji. He rushed in and hugged the senior brother. But always respectfully keep it in the most important place in my heart. I thought I was an adult, but it seems I'm still just a kid who only knows how to cry. Pushing my younger brother aside, Morong Bo wants to know, clearly express your expression that no one will know. Wouldn't it be true that without me, you would have developed very well and always done well at everything at home and at the dojo? Isn't it just to protect your voice? Your reputation is still a huge challenge for me. I think you have underestimated yourself in the past. However, this time, you have really surpassed me in terms of what is your ability. Don't think too much because now you are Morong Bo, the true heir to the Morong family. So the dream gradually disappeared, as well as Morong Ji's difficult feelings. It was only today that the late senior brother was able to rest assured and pass away to be reincarnated in another life. In that trance, he screamed to stop it because the dream didn't last any longer. There are still so many things to say and confide, but life is like that. Up there, perhaps the senior brother will still watch and always bless this vulnerable junior brother. Screenshot. The night passed and Morong Bo opened his eyes and woke up. The corners of his eyes were still wet with tears flowing down his cheeks. While he was lost, the person next to the bed gave him a handkerchief to wipe his tears. I woke up. Why am I so worried that you're having a nightmare? Namgung Mae spoke up in concern. Morong Bo stood up healthy, took the handkerchief and sighed happily. It wasn't a nightmare, it was a dream full of dreams. My nostalgia. This attitude is so strange, it's an expression that has never been seen on Mr. Morong's face. I think this is the first time I've been injured so seriously, because the last time competing in a martial arts match with your senior brother. At first you couldn't control your internal strength, right, but now you've grown a lot and become as strong as me in just a few months. Now then, no one has the right to call you a disgrace to the Namgung family anymore. The determination coming from one of the geniuses of the White Dojo has made Namgung Mae happy. Thanks to you, I learned a lot from the competition. Even though I lost, I was able to return home without regrets. Mae thought about the outcome because he knew that when he recovered, he would have to follow his big brother. While at the White Dojo, not only did he practice, but he also made good friends with so many beautiful memories. Even though I don't want it in my heart, there's no need to regret it when I've proven my ability. Outside, Namgung-il is a bit rude to destroy the suffocating emotions. Important purpose. It's still a matter of bringing this youngest brother back to the family, not teaching martial arts or wasting time working as a teaching assistant. If you're awake, come quickly with me because we have something to discuss. Both brothers took each other to the training area behind the mountain to talk. On the way, Namgung-il reminded his junior brother about the contract between the two brothers. Mae knew well because the result was a loss. So now I'm mentally prepared but just want to say a few goodbyes to you guys. Then suddenly brother stopped and said straight to the point. I know what that contract is but now I seem to have forgotten it. It sounds a bit unreasonable because normally big brother would be angry and violent but now it's different. That means I'll have to go back alone and you are allowed to stay at the White Martial Arts Hall. The two of you slowly stayed on the top of the mountain and slowly confided, do you know why I am always strict with you? I'm not sure if this matter is related to our father, right? Namgung-il doesn't deny it, just saying it's true, but it's only part of the reason. If it weren't for your internal energy, father would have been able to reach the pinnacle of martial arts. Already. By manipulating the horse's powerful energy inside his body, he has lost 30% of his power and cannot break through to the next realm. No one knows when he will be able to have it. More opportunities, and because of that, our family's prestige has also declined. Mae also knows and doesn't know how to compensate the old man. The fact that the boss is sensitive to danger is also natural because he will be the leader in the future. If I were the big brother, I would be very angry. What makes me angrier the most is the story of my mother, who is very fragile and weak, so she was often sick all year round. However, she was by my side day and night because she knew that someone bad was poisoning me. But there was one day when my mother was taking care of me while I was pregnant. When her father was absent, something happened. To calm down the inner aura that was gradually becoming crazy, she used her own internal energy. The main lady of the Namgung family took the poison from the medicine Mae was tempted to eat. By the time the homeowner finished dealing with the housework and came back, it was too late. Father then concluded that I would never can regulate the positive energy even though he has limited the flow of internal energy deep into my mind. That is the reason he never allows me to use my internal energy. Mae feels I feel pain because both my parents sacrificed their lives to save you. My parents want me to continue living even if I am called Namgung's disgrace or whatever. A few days later, of course it's not your fault that your mother passed away, but I hate you for causing difficulties for your parents. Maybe at that time I was too shallow and wanted to find someone to blame. Mae also spoke up, I think my family and my brothers and sisters all hate me because I don't have any outstanding talents. Don't blame your father, your parents and the miserable fate you're facing. To endure. The problems in this world are very harsh, it's not my fault or our family's fault. According to Namgung-il, when his mind is clear, things are inherently wrong. It's natural. For a month now, the eldest son Namgung has had to closely observe the youngest brother in the family. He knows that his younger brother has not given up in the face of the harshness of fate. You always try your best and now you can control your internal energy perfectly. Now I officially recognize your efforts and acknowledge your talent. Remember that you are a member of the Namgung family and my proud younger brother. I believe that mother in the afterlife will also be very happy because of this. While being happy, Namgung-il suddenly felt startled and panicked. He quickly pushed his junior brother away, guessing that there was an aura. Why was it unclear whether it was a weapon or a palm force, only the arm has been severed. The story is difficult to understand and the scene changes to 100,000 mountains. The medicinal pill manipulator is still crawling into the cave to report the situation. Standing in front of the leader's residence as always, he knelt down and bowed and said it was time, sir. Vo Lam Min is organizing a martial arts competition called White Martial Arts. This is a great opportunity to show us that the demon religion still exists. What kind of game are those bastards playing? It's worth the wait. I will destroy their peace to avenge the losses after decades. People rumor has it that Ryu Yeon is teaching his disciples at the White Dojo. The leader was quite surprised because the enemy's personality is not someone who wants to live comfortably and wait for death. It's really interesting. It seems that during the battle with our boss, he was also seriously injured and that's why he backed down. Everything will probably be as I think and will probably go smoothly. Much more. I will kill his disciples to announce to this world that the demon religion has returned. So from this incident we can know that it is a great reason for the Namgung incident. Il had just had his arm cut off. The production of the pills went quite well and the sabotage and assassination of Master Ryu Yeon's disciples was also good. By this time a lot of blood had flowed and soaked the ground. Because he was in a passive position. Namgung Il hugged his bleeding arm tightly and tried to point at acupuncture points to keep a little vitality. Namgung Mae was scared when he saw that and tried to bring Big Brother back to the dojo. However, the senior brother didn't think so and just loudly said that you bastards should come out. There were two quite opposite voices echoing in the night. I planned to kill you all at the same time, but you would also benefit. That's bad, isn't it, because your attack is careless? Don't hide in the dark like cowards anymore, come out quickly. Start from the faint bushes. The color is so strong that you can smell it and it smells disgusting. Do you think you are different and want to test your strength with us? An old man dressed flashily with ghostly white skin smiled and spoke. Have you completely recovered from your previous injuries? Accompanying him was another person who looked exactly the same but was wearing magical blue clothes. Don't worry, I just need to spit on the cuts and they will recover immediately. Namgung Il was in pain and angry, so he screamed and used a little strength to wait. Broke out in Dan Dean. Luckily he still had one arm, so it was still quite easy to throw his palm to death to avenge the loss of his arm. Have you recovered from the last time you broke your ribs? I don't know what you're talking about. The two villains kept arguing even though the killer move was coming very quickly. Even though they were chatting, the two old men reversed their aura and created a hole. Has a very strong attraction. The thing that is considered the most formidable of the heavenly dragon sword is no different from a meaningless cat-scratching martial arts dish that is not worth paying attention to. He exudes a fog of fear. In the white martial arts hall, there is still a person like this hiding. If you hide your cultivation base, your fate is doomed. Kid, don't you see we're chatting? These righteous sect bastards are so stupid. The two blood ghosts spoke up. They destroyed Big Brother's arch attack so easily. Who are those old guys? Namgung Mae was also scared and asked himself. Immediately leave this place and tell the martial arts union as quickly as possible. The senior brother patiently reminded the male protagonist. It's easy to hear him immediately refuse. Even though the opponent is formidable, they will still stay and fight. They are truly experienced martial arts masters, their level even surpasses mine. When I give you the signal, leave this place and don't think about anything. Namgung Il uses his reputation as the eldest son and his honor to promise that everything will be fine. Okay, I will find Master Ryu Yeon to ask him to help us. The story of the two old monsters has ended and it was polite that they also took the time for the two brothers to discuss. Namgung Il is determined to hold out until Master Ryu Yeon arrives. He urged his younger brother to quickly run back to the White Dojo so he could inform everyone. The plan sounded quite neat. Namgung Mae immediately took off his sandals and ran away quickly. Of course Yeon wouldn't let you do that. I haven't allowed you to move yet, where do you think you're going? Having said that, he used his claw to shoot out countless poisonous rays as if he wanted to kill the male lead. Namgung Il he didn't sit still. With his quick movements all the killer moves were blown away even though it was a bit reluctant. Facing the dark energy that destroyed the heavenly dragon sword, he grimaced and realized that the two old monsters were man of the demon sect. Let me repeat, not the demon sect but the sect. Young Nog stroked his beard and laughed. The power emanating from his body was truly terrifying, which showed that Master Ryu how strong did Yeon have to be to destroy that force decades ago. With just a wave of his hand, the ground shook, causing the two brothers' plan to completely ruin. Just had his hands tied up. Facing a strong enemy, this has never happened before. Namgung Il knew his fate was over, but how could he let his junior brother be in danger? He tried to endure the bleeding pain and struck out a dragon shield to relieve the pressure of the enemy. Fortunately, Namgung Mae was also observant enough to run away while the big brother fought. Actually, it was just to avoid an early death because Youngning was still free to watch. The cunning old man stepped forward with a chilling voice. "Where are you going? The pressure is so terrible that even if you want to move or have luck, you can't do it. Look here, I'm your opponent." Namgung-il looks miserable because he just ran to one side and then to the other side. Even though he was superior to his generation, when facing the twin blood devils, the heavenly dragon sword was just trash. Youngning frowned slightly because the joy of killing had been destroyed, so he grabbed his arm tightly and struck. With just a slight swing, Namgung-il's body was thrown down, causing the ground to crack. The sudden injury at that time was the most worrying thing, and even now when he was covered in injuries. Namgung Mae forgot the danger and rushed to check on his brother. "Can't you even handle a kid who keeps letting me do it? It's just a small mistake because I was joking, that's why with them." The two keep arguing about who will kill first, which is also little time for the two brothers to find a chance to escape. "No matter what we do, we can't defeat them. Because those two people are at least as strong as our father." Namgung Mae was startled and couldn't believe that those old men still reached the mystical realm. "I think this is the decision, the most correct thing we can do." While the younger brother was wondering what the senior brother said, Namgung-il decided to commit suicide. His one good hand promptly pushed Namgung down. Mae went down to the abyss, but below was a fast-flowing stream. Not knowing whether she would live or die, but the dragon sword still believed that her younger brother would be safe and sound. So for the time being, the 5 young masters of the Namgung family, it's safe, but there's no need to guess. Under that cold water, Namgung Mae gradually sank and lost his breath. The blood demon twins blamed each other when they saw that. Young Nog was angry. Thinking that the boy who fell into the abyss was the target, Youngning didn't even admit the blame, blaming the old brother who didn't know how to watch out. Namgung-il should have lived when they decided to leave to track them down, but they didn't. If you want to leave here, you must first step over my body." Sounds very gentlemanly, but how long will the heavenly dragon sword last against the demon cultists? At the same time, there was also a lot of chaos in the martial arts league. I don't know when it started, but both the headquarters and the White Martial Arts Hall had to pick up swords and stand up to fight. The demon sect has sent many assassination teams to directly attack the headquarters of Central Highlands. The number is up to hundreds of assassins, and their opponents are just a few young martial artists who have not yet graduated. Safety is still highly guaranteed because in the martial arts league, the masters of each class will not leave it alone. Just as they fought, Pig Master Jiu Mok Ho wondered who they were. Is that really important? If they are enemies, just kill them and the Tiger class master will tell them. While cursing and already hot-tempered, she used her fierce enemy Tiger Fist to violently scratch the killers' faces. Defense. The other masters also don't have time to sulk and drink tea and talk about things all day. Now they have to join forces as much as possible to fend off a surprise attack in the night. The most important card of martial arts is that the enemy is currently not fully present. They are tasked with tracking down the fake Ryu Yian, so they just need to hold out. There is one guy in the inner lane. Master Tiger had to play another card after not being able to eat again. He was willing to sacrifice himself for the devil to help his teacher achieve his goal. Ho Suk-yung shouted to warn the enemy student that he was about to commit suicide, but it was too late. Fortunately, the rabbit class's master escaped and appeared like a ghost in time to help. Both of them had always been joking before, but even in this situation, we still had to help each other. What kind of moves are so chaotic? Who are they? The female Phi Thien Hong shook the dust on her body and then spoke. The teachers present could not speak clearly and did not know what the purpose of this masked group was. On the other side, in the snake class in the dormitory area, J-Gal Mi is in imminent danger. The person he is facing, preparing to fight, is the GOAT class master Gwak Yong Sung. Now we have no choice, don't resist. Please shut your mouth and follow me quickly. As you know, the deputy leader of the demonic cult ordered all of Ryu Yian's disciples to be arrested to warn that the demonic cult has returned. J-Gal Mi wondered about herself as a monk. Dojo's assistant wants to harm the students. If you don't follow me, there's no other way but to show you what I can do. Notice the dark energy the darkness was radiating from his body. Won Pyo also wondered why a martial arts master of the righteous sect would do such a thing. I didn't know that the goat master was a lackey for the demon sect, right? Master Ryu Yeon appeared to stop his plot. Gwak Yong-sung waved his hands because his eyes were too small to criticize you. You have no right to judge me, you were only forced. What a stupid question. You revealed his hidden weapon too openly. Unable to resist, he realized that the person stopping him was Ryu Yeon, the legendary martial artist. You are the leader of the old black flower giant of the Why do we want to know the possibility of a great war? There's too much talk at this point. Master used a move that made his head separate from his neck. Not everyone wants to fight with me. The danger passed. Master looked to his disciples to see. Did any of them lose their arms or legs? Because they arrived at the right time. The four of them were all healthy and smiling, looking at their master. After turning around a bit, Namgung Mae didn't see him, so Ryu Yeon hurriedly asked him. Where did he go? Eun Ryong immediately told the teacher that the Namgung brothers had gone out to play. That kid went with his big brother and it would be fine, but why am I so worried? Master Ryu Yeon knows that the heavenly dragon sword can be trusted, but his feeling now is not good. Maybe he won't know that his biological disciple is drifting in the cold stream. Is it by God's will or by man's halo? The main character that he suddenly walked ashore. I don't know how unlucky or lucky he was that he came face to face with the Black Orchid. That fake Ryu Yeon found his way all the way here to talk with the real Ryu Yeon about considering him a fake Ryu Yeon. The riot in the White Dojo was finally quelled. All the masters of the classes sat down at the negotiating table. They were all quite surprised to learn that Master Goat was a member of the demon religion, which meant that the other force had become active again. Based on his actions, he must have been lying still and breathing softly, waiting for the right opportunity. It's impossible to know how many spies there are among us. Thinking back, even the brats in the Buffalo group had suspicious actions during the martial arts match. Are you sure that their master is involved in this or not? Budong Guan, seeing that I was being teased, I immediately started kicking tables and kicking chairs at people who dared to doubt me. This is also the case. I've also heard about strange medicinal pills being spread among children. There are rumors that those medicinal pills are produced by the demon sect. The meeting to discuss overcoming the consequences is becoming a market when the masters argue about who is a demon sect, who is not a sect, and who is not a sect. Masquerading as a demonic religion. The cradle for training future kindergartens was almost turned into dust. Kuan Yun's sword master was equally crazy. He had to show his attitude by releasing his inner strength to threaten the masters. The matter now is not to blame others but to investigate whether the rumor of the return of the shamanism is accurate or not. When you feel this energy, everyone in the meeting had to hold their breath in silence. Everyone should return to the White Dojo as master to calm the children and protect them. The people of the Martial Arts League will handle the remaining matters. So let's quickly disperse. Everyone bowed their heads and asked for permission because they were afraid the sword would anger the fish. When the situation calmed down, Master Ryu Yeon appeared. He wanted to report to the leader. I know that a member of the snake class disappeared along with a teaching assistant. I also heard about that. Is that a child of the Namgung family? Ryu Yeon nodded, thinking that the boy was the target of the demonic cult. Kuan Yun was a bit confused. Namgung Mae was said to be the most harmful family in the world, so why would he come to such a conclusion? Most of the guys who have infiltrated the Martial Arts League are just pawns. But the one who chased the snake group, the goat class's master, is a martial arts master of the demon religion. I highly suspect that they are targeting the children right in the classroom where I trained. You probably also think that the people who ambushed the two boys from the Namgung family are also some kind of powerful masters. That's really crazy. It's a good idea, but Master Ryu Yeon has bigger problems to worry about. Right now, both of them are missing. It's possible that a martial arts expert stronger than Namgung Il has cornered them. I went to find my subordinate, please allow me to leave. Knowing that, the master was worried about his subordinate's cancer, so he immediately refused. I don't know when the demonic cult will attack again. Please stay here again and protect the other children. I will send someone to search for the two Namgung brothers. When you see your master refusing, the leader dismisses him. You know yourself now. I can't act like before. I've closed my eyes until now, but because the demon cultists have returned, I can't agree. With no choice, Master Ryu Yian walked away with a frown, and when he closed the door, Master Dragon was already outside. I've never seen that old man refuse such a request. I think his illness is quite serious. Everyone has to die soon. Or later. Master Ryu Yian sighed. Ju Duk-hwa made a silly face and teased a little to relieve the tense atmosphere. Don't say anymore, you almost made me pee in my pants. Is that a wish? If so, please tell me more about your last wish. I will try my best to fulfill that wish. I completely understand that you want to deny reality. If you want to find the Namgung brothers, I promise. We'll bring them back. Fortunately, one of the youngest three masters thoughtfully accepted the job of rescuing the male lead and his senior brother instead of Master Ryu Yian. The demon sect has launched large and small attacks throughout the martial arts, to support the small and not so large martial arts sects that have stood on the front lines. The White Martial Arts Tournament has been discontinued for a period of time, and the Alliance officially announced the return of the demonic sect. 9 sects, 1 clan and 5 great families gathered to deal with this situation under the supervision of the Martial Alliance leader, Lam. It will take some time before the chaos gradually subsides and the story of the missing sons reaches the ears of the Namgung family. Even though the Martial Arts League is looking for them, we should do something. Please send troops to find Il and Mae. Namgung He thought that if the youngest son went with the big brother, he wouldn't be too worried. Senior sister Namgung Son thought differently and agreed to go find the younger brother, senior brother. The homeowner felt angry because his children didn't know whether they were alive or dead at this time. He banged the table and reminded the 3 children at home to never disrespect demonic teachings. They almost dominated if it weren't for Master Ryu Yian in the martial arts world. At the White Martial Arts Hall, Ah Joan, after a period of hiding, was captured by the Dragon Master. Your master is on his way, how can he be a disciple? Is it okay to refuse to accompany your master? Ah Joan screamed and denied that he was still young and his soul only wanted to be a disciple of a gang. You stupid brat, how could you be so fascinated by that kind of dirty martial arts? People are so crazy to be taught martial arts by me. I really can't understand why you behave like that. Ju Duk-hwa wants to punch you, but suppress your emotions. He discovered that Murong Bo had been here listening to my internal affairs since when. Dear Dragon Master, please allow me to go on this trip. Perhaps Namgung Mae's disappearance made Murong Bo unable to sit still, so you know where I'm going. Not only the boy but also the 3 people Un Ryong, 1 Pyo, J Gal Mi. They all want to go with me, but this is not about riding a horse to see flowers anymore. Ah Joan was stunned and also woke up when he learned that Namgung Mae was missing. Because he still had a debt for the meal, he turned to ask Ju Duk-hwa, what about the heroic teenager at the White Martial Arts Association? I don't understand what he's talking about. Stormsword nodded. It's possible that he was kidnapped by a demon cult. I took you away because I wanted to find his big brother and bring him back to Master Ryu Yian. Ah Joan, with the attitude of a gentleman and the appearance of a beggar, thought for a while. As a member of the first gang in the world, you will never forget that person's kindness. The boy stroked his hair. Tie it up to reveal the long scar, please follow along. This attitude changes so quickly that the sword storm is a bit awkward. So a new mission has appeared, the master of the thin class is taking charge. The snake class leader along with an unknown disciple of the 2-legged dragon clan went looking for Namgung Mae and his big brother. Time passed like that until 6 months later without any news at all. Our male protagonist woke up from the bottom of the abyss and was lucky enough to be saved by a black orchid. His appearance now is so strange, cold and cruel, as if he had just killed someone. In front of Namgung Mae's eyes are dozens of curses, arguments, and profanities. Trung Nguyen. Now it was too chaotic when the blood flame pill was smuggled out and caused struggles from small to large. The famous political factions also revealed their greedy nature, not knowing the true purpose of the people. Demon religion. They attack the psychology of martial artists to become stronger and have the right to possess. That's why martial artists do not care about their lives to betray their oaths. In martial arts, Since following the Black Orchid Namgung Mae, that person spared his life and took him with him to each punishment. Today is the same, and every day that passes he has the opportunity to see they do cruel things. The shock of meeting the twin-blooded demons has not yet subsided, as the current big brother is still unclear whether he is dead or alive. On the way to the 100,000 mountains, the main male protagonist agreed with the others. What did the Black Orchid say? That only when the blood inflammation unerring disappears will this world be at peace. Before his eyes was a chaotic battle between factions fighting for that monolith. When dozens of martial artists were fighting to the death, they had to stop due to feeling the abundant flow of energy. Learning to reverse the flow of energy from Master Ryu Yeon Namgung Mae used that same thing to punish the enemies. Everyone was very surprised when they thought they were some kind of expert, but they were just a kid under 20. Ryu Yeon's polarity reversal combination. He used the first spear technique, the sword. The trick was learned a long time ago. With just one attack, dozens of people flew up as if caught in a violent whirlwind. Song Long Do Do became more and more perfect each time it was performed, without causing pain in the body. Due to pressure, it can be considered a killing move, but Namgung Mae adjusted it so as not to affect the victim's life. The two sects that were fighting suddenly lay on the ground, groaning. No one could get up. A few people calmly wondered why the other side was so strong because they looked so young. Do you know about what you want to steal? Namgung Mae spoke up. Sensing danger passing by, a person groaned and said he didn't know. It was just to increase his internal strength so he could just take it. While he was explaining things, the tip of the sword stabbed hard into the back of his hand. The searing pain made this person scream because he couldn't stand it. If you don't know what this thing is, why do you want it for? The victim screamed because he heard the rumor spreading. The male lead coldly asked with dangerous eyes who was spreading the rumor. It was just word of mouth, I don't know where it came from. Or anyone. Namgung Mae asked, but still did not forget to press firmly, making him scream again. While doing so, black orchids appeared. He felt a bit surprised by this action. Only destroys all meridians of martial artists without killing them. You have that strange hobby. It's better than taking other people's lives. After all, they are not your people. Shamanism. It's meaningless. He has destroyed their martial arts, which is considered the life of a martial artist. This is not terrible, so the black orchid has ignored it. If you like, just do it. Namgung Mae did this because of the first lesson he learned in the White Dojo. Both felt that there was too little information here, so they immediately planned to go to the southwest because there was news about blood inflammation. Hone. Black Orchid's purpose of saving this boy was because he smelled the scent of the old Black Orchid leader on him. At first, everything was quite good, he was gentle and obedient, but after a while he was swallowed by the demon inside. He didn't want to kill him yet because he still needed to observe if he was cured. It would be good, if not then that would be okay. The next day the weather was clear and cool, the Dragon and Snake Task Force still diligently searching for his fellow students. After joining the group, Joan also has a special position as a navigator. According to his ancestors, he told the boy to spit and then mutter a spell, so one also found the way. What the hell did you just do? That was so unhygienic and we just came out of that road. So you mean the storm knows the direction so we had to listen? Ju Duk Hwa really doesn't want to talk, just force him to call him master. Trust me because I am the legendary storm sword, wind and clouds will show us the way. Don't know if it's true no but he had to act as an example to gain everyone's trust. The wind is telling me in my ear so let's just go this way. I felt very excited when she arrived. Tired, what are you two doing? We need to collect information. I know that but Joan thinks he should ask someone for that information. It seems like he forgot about me. Where do you come from? So the whole group repeated it. That's the expertise of the state that you come from, so let's find out. Joan shouted yes, then he said it and thought it was disciple of the true dragon sect. You come from the Gal family, right? As expected, the people of that family always have breakthrough thinking. Actually, it's just the storm of swords and the child's short-sighted mind, who doesn't understand. Right now the gang must be busy with helping martial arts to investigate the appearance of demonic religion. In short, there was no business, so Gal had to sigh and only have one place left, home. After that everything was a mystery. The idea was so they followed it and went to Shandong. Soon they were picked up and had to go to the inner hall to meet the homeowner. It's been a while since mother has been sick or well lately. I returned home without warning after arbitrarily deciding to enroll at the white martial arts school. My fellow students in the snake class now know that Gal has gone against the family's wishes, so they are quite worried that they will not be warmly welcomed. Queen, I believe you wouldn't do that without a reason, so why come back here? The homeowner waved a fan and asked. Still like her personality, Gal confidently proposed the old lady acted as support to help find the two young men of the Namgung family. I know that, but there are a few guests here. Let's put that aside for now. Having said that, she turned around and apologized to Fong Tai Kiem for not having time to prepare the party. We came here without notice so we can eat later. The situation was so chaotic, but they were quite calm. After a while, a special and familiar person appeared. Clan elder Hong Seo-gul was also here and didn't know what he was doing. The sky turned dark again in Hebei City, the main headquarters of the Martial Arts League. I asked the master for permission to look for his disciples but failed. Master Ryu Yian had to stay in the recovery room. Hemoptysis appeared. Every night is now regular. His body can no longer easily handle the negative flow of air. The demon religion is becoming more and more widespread. If cancer continues to plague the martial arts world, what will be the fate of the martial arts world? When the master was standing up to look for water to drink, the sound of an eagle was heard in the sky. This is the signal every time that animal brings back news to inform the war situation. Even though he is being treated, there is not a day that goes by when Ryu Yian does not care about the important matters of martial arts. The demonic sects that cause chaos in the martial arts by using monotons are quite difficult to detect early because they are very cautious. According to the content sent by Ash Tree, the demonic sect is being reckless and concludes that there is a former members of the Black Flower Giant are among them. In addition, the dwarf who specializes in gathering information also supports the evidence that there are other forces secretly helping the demon sect. In the letter, Ash Tree did not secretly wrote the 4 words Tangmen Sichuan out loud. This is a rather secretive family and they are related to the demonic religion, so how can Master Ryu Yian leave it alone? Back to the story of the family Gal, the clan elder, saw the snake class and felt very lucky. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Ryu Yian's disciples. Ju Duk Hua saw that his position should have been the first to be promoted. I shouldn't have frowned. What are you doing here, elder? I don't think you've been in martial arts league for too long because you've never been anywhere for more than 3 weeks before. Ah Joan sees Hong Seo-gul, so no matter how bad he smells, he still runs to hug and say hello. The storm of the sword seemed to vomit blood. He's my disciple, but one day he becomes a member of the gang and will have to beg for the rest of his life. Don't you know? You're right, I'm a disciple. Only when he dies, Hong Seo-gul chuckled and affirmed that Ah Joan is the future of the gang. You probably don't know because with his talent he is more suitable to be my disciple. The elder is not. I still care and repeat the saying that if one day is a gang, I will have to beg for the rest of my life. Now that you both know each other, we can discuss it again later. Gal Jin Son spoke up to explain. After then the homeowner invited everyone to the backyard to discuss the political situation further. I didn't expect the demon sect to attack martial arts so suddenly. They must have wanted to make an announcement. Tells us that the demon religion still exists and is extremely powerful. We still haven't found the 2 Namgung children, so there is a high possibility that they were kidnapped. I heard that the Namgung family has some moves. Ju Duk Hua didn't pay much attention because he just followed his promise to Master Ryu Yian to rescue the children. The gang elder came up with a plan. Instead of following the trail, why don't you look for information about blood inflammation single pills? Like a person on a stormy mountain with wide eyes asking if that thing is edible. It's the type of medicine that assassins use. Used when we escorted the caravan, absorbing it increased our power but lost our consciousness and punched each other to death. Nodding at Gal Mi's words, Murong Bo also told about having disciples in the White Dojo used to be used due to bitterness over failure. The increase in internal strength is great. It's like the elixir in a well-told story, right? House owner Jae Gal objected because of the use of blood. Polygonitis can lead to death. We are still investigating the medicinal pill. It was used in the war between different clans and is being dispersed throughout the Central Plains. Chief Hong he saw that one of the 3 monks was like a person from heaven and was still indifferent in this matter. Then Ju Duk Hwa shouted loudly, "Even though they are the 3 strongest people in the world, why should I care about those things? Leave it to me to explain a bit. The first time the blood inflammation uniring appeared was 10 years ago by the demon sword JL Gangyang. He was the world's #1 demon sword, and when he was about to break through his cultivation he couldn't do it, so he captured him. Started looking for a transmitter. During the creative research process of JL Gangyang discovered a new type of medicinal pill. He thought he was lucky, and after using it he lost all reason. Martial arts, it took a lot of manpower to be able to suppress the demon sword. It is also possible that from this incident, the name blood inflammation single pill was given to that medicinal pill. Currently, a large number of single pills are circulating throughout the Central Plains by smugglers. Even when they first met the assassin, the elder assassin could not recognize them in time. However, after the fight, Hong Seo-gul saw that he was surrounded and confirmed that it was a single ring of blood inflammation. The thing that made JL Gangyang mad in the past appeared again because such a large quantity was being sold that even the Martial Arts League was involved. It's hard to deal with. The return of the demon religion also coincides with the story of the medicine man adding or subtracting words to the elders so that everyone understands that the evil people have not been completely eradicated. It sounds like it's such a big deal, it's not just a few stimulants. The 3 masters needed to keep it secret, so they spread the word. Don't tell me your clan that believes in demonism is dispersing. If that's the case, then it'll be more complicated. I imagine, Hong Seo-gul wants someone to tell the children to go out because children's mouths cannot be kept secret. It's not a good idea to search because we need to investigate thoroughly first, otherwise if it's fake then leave me alone. Vo Lam Min has announced the revival of the demon religion, so why bother hiding it? Besides, the kids just want to save their friends. The 2 of them don't feel proud about the future. Or what? More importantly, they are about to become high-class martial artists. Ju Duk Hwa confidently promised that this will be a great experience. I won't put them in danger, don't worry. If no one says anything, then Jae Gal Jin Son was suddenly startled and turned to look at Ah Joan's first disciple. With that expression, she realized that the boy had the ability to hear other people's voice transmissions. The 3 were talking about their goals. The demon sect also remained silent, eyes widened in surprise. The wind storm sword seemed to have known it before, so he talked about rescuing Nam Gung Mei and Nam Gung Il. The elder gently reminded him not to. If I say more, I've heard it all, so there's nothing left to hide. That's my skill, I'm the one who possesses the wisdom of dragon magic. You're truly a good disciple, you don't have to beg anymore. Ah Joan feels it's not that difficult compared to not being able to beg but getting beaten up. So the beggar boy is quite talented, right? When all the other stories were about to be brought up, someone from the outside reported it. Fox. His appearance is quite urgent because outside there is a crazy martial artist coming to the house to cause trouble. Even though security teams have been sent out to suppress and capture her, but look, it seemed like the homeowner had to come forward. Rarely did outsiders do that, so she had to be impatient to see. The situation was quickly updated when a few masters in the household were staging a battle. Locked up to wait for rescue. Everyone, please stop the scene and I will deal with that bastard myself. Upon receiving the homeowner's order, the formation is broken and a large space is created for easy fighting. Jae Gal Jin Son remained silent to slowly feel the aura so it would be easier to guess the origin of the martial arts. It took a while before she said anything before the dragon and snake search team and the elder arrived. Hong Seo-gul felt that aura had the scent of a blood clot. He warned the children to be careful because the other person would punch each other to death without stopping. It was true, but it was different. With the assassins, this guy is many times stronger. Ju Duk Hwa's feeling is quite interesting. He is wishing to try a session to see if there is any difference or not. The crazy guy sees his real opponent. The moment has come, the mood becomes excited. I have been waiting for this moment all my life. This is my honor to meet the head of the Jae Gal family. The situation is quite unexpected. Normally, after eating medicinal pills, the subject will not be like that. If he could talk, this person's martial power would be different from the assassins that the snake class had faced. Jae-gal Jin-seon, on behalf of everyone, asked the stranger about the news of blood inflammation. Single annulus. Of course I know everything, it is a magic pill that helps increase internal strength. Many martial artists disappear without fully maturing, I will also suffer the same fate. I have the talent to surpass the disciples of the 9 sects and the 5 great families. My fate is not simply to disappear like an ordinary martial artist like you. Maybe that's a bad reason for hypocrites. Jae-gal is the one who specializes in appropriating martial arts secrets and elixirs. As he spoke, he laughed even harder and pointed at a few things. The body has been dead for a long time. I have become stronger than ever and your disciples can't even touch me with a finger. The purpose of coming here is to compete in martial arts with the master of Jae-gal. Having said that, he proactively took action to test the strength to see who was stronger than whom. Using monotons helped increase internal strength rapidly and also made the subject develop all its strengths. Speaking in general, the level will only change if the user has a high martial arts position. Simply put, the stronger the weapon, the more effective the single pill will be. Jae-gal Jin-seon calmly accepts the enemy's killer moves and just use humiliation to confront. She gently waved her hand and the crazy guy immediately fell to the ground. At that time, it was very well said, but in the eyes of the homeowner, he was just an ant. Excited and bloody. The elder went to check and reminded the homeowner not to kill him and to keep him to torture for information. It seems that their plan will not go in a very favorable direction. The use of the simple rain, in addition to increasing strength, is still a trump card. When chaos breaks out and waits enough time, it will explode immediately. The sound of the explosion makes the forest behind the backyard shook, putting everyone in danger. Fortunately, with his deep will, the homeowner promptly used his internal force to create a shield. The body of the intruder is now turned into dust. The clothes on his body were disintegrated. Pieces of debris flew in the air. Jae-gal Jin-seon caught a piece of paper with mixed demon magic written on it. On the contrary, right away behind him, Joan also suddenly launched an attack to attack someone else. The other person suddenly flew up on a tree branch and had no bad intentions. Attacked without even telling the person one question: are all the disciples of this gang so rude? Jae-gal Mi heard the woman's voice, it was so familiar that she immediately recognized it. Namgung-seon's family nickname is Fire Dragon Sword. Why did he come here? The situation became peaceful again, so everyone returned to the backyard to talk and enjoy tea. When Namgung's woman explained the reason, homeowner Jae-gal also nodded. I don't expect you guys to the children of the Namgung family act on their own. I also did not think that my youngest child would have such wonderful friends, thinking about how they dared to confront the demon religion and put their lives on the table. The scale surprised me quite a bit. Jae-gal Mi kept talking quickly, feeling excited because she was here. So Namgung he came too, right? It's true that he and I came to the state and came here to seek the wisdom of the Jae-gal family. But it seems that even this family doesn't know exactly what happened, that's why I'll come again next time. The homeowner didn't say anything because she couldn't refute the current situation. She just waved her fan out of habit and then repeated the mixed words of devil magic, so causing everyone to stay silent and listen. Rumor has it that those who use blood inflammation monopills will lose consciousness and fight to the death. But the name from before still remains. Being aware of that is truly a difference. As she spoke, she also held out a piece of paper that she accidentally picked up from scraps of clothing. The homeowner herself was not very sure, but still thinking that it was related to medicinal pills. Jae-gal Jin-seon immediately turned to ask the elder because he was the one with the most information. The few words and sentences he had just heard were in his ears. Hong Seo-gul has never known, but surely someone will know. Having said that, this elder also has the best information about chaos magic. Ashtree will definitely know everything, and he's the only one in the Central Plains. Speaking of the former member of the Black Orchid, right now that old dwarf is having a meeting with the Black Orchid. The selfish person claiming to be the real Ryu Yeon, he talked about saving Namgung Mae's life. After learning the news that the blood inflammation uniring originated from the demon religion, he went crazy, so from now on I had to be drugged. That person's body was not in a very good condition. Tree felt a bit surprised and wondered why his teammates didn't stop him. This kid thought his brother was dead. It's because he's too weak. His eyes look like the eyes of the Black Flower Dye members in the past. It's also very possible that he leads the male lead around for the same reason, but considering his attitude, then how could he turn a blind eye? When he saw Namgung Mae in the heart of the Black Orchid, he also felt like he saw the previous leader. The story of the two members of the Black Orchid continues acting, and now it's time for the male lead's story. At this time he was in a coma due to taking medicine so he could sleep. In that dream what he thought appeared. There was Big Brother who Namgung Mae thought was dead. Unlike Marongbo's dream, the attachment was so strong that everything was distorted. "Why did you leave me to die alone?" Namgung ill like a ghost. He turned to blame my younger brother. "Give me what you're holding," the echoing voice scared Namgung Mae. When I turned down to look, I was holding a wing in my hand. His hand was jerking up and down. The obsession after meeting the Blood Demon twins for the first time was too great for him to forget. The brother's pain seemed to be imprinted directly into Namgung Mae's body, unable to escape. Out. The night is dark before his eyes, and now it's time for him to truly wake up. Nearly half a year has passed every night like that. It's like the first night. Namgung Mae is not human. He was as stubborn as his father, so he accepted the truth. He knew his big brother would never be able to escape the clutches of the red giant and the blue giant in that forest. The person who died had to take revenge. Most importantly, if there is a price to pay, the male lead will pay any price. Maybe you won't be able to know what his master's illness is like right now. I have never seen such a. His body was like that throughout his professional life. All of his acupuncture points and meridians were damaged. I don't even know how to explain it. It's as if the internal force is rioting inside. Dantian. Master Ryu Yian was so used to this and knew his physical condition that he asked the doctor not to focus on anything. This was an order from the master of martial arts, so I had to do it. I will explain to him, so now go out. After a round of acupuncture, the doctor proactively cleaned up his luggage and bowed to let the master rest. Ryu Yian's time is running out, and now she hasn't received any news from the Dragon Master. Respecting Kuan Yun's words, he has suffered here, but inside he's upset. The cancer is in the final stage, the Dantian is sometimes not. If the body is normal, it can definitely endure it with reverse flow magic, but the current body cannot control it. Master Ryu Yian calculating my fate may last a year or half a year. It's sad when a person knows that death is about to be faced, but there is still so much to do. The master turns over his pillow and opens a few letters. Ash tree deepens the chain of events. Based on the information from Tu Ha, the blood inflammation medicine is not the only thing that is disturbing the martial arts. If this medicinal pill is an alternative method for the elixir, the Chaos Devil magic narrates to replace the secret martial arts that are spreading in the martial arts. I believe that the Chaos Devil magic and the blood inflammation uniring are two sides of the same coin. Initially, when people first investigated the medicinal pill, everyone knew that when they absorbed it, they would lose consciousness. However, recently there have been reports that martial artists who have learned chaos demon magic have regained consciousness. Even a martial artist with low internal strength will become stronger with the help of that martial skill, so if they are a master, it is unimaginable. They can. What if you expect to completely control the energy of the blood? It sounds a bit absurd, but it is convincing because the master himself has many times absorbed that aura from his disciple. In his mind he already had the answer, but he still needed to have it. Add more evidence. Only with a visual inspection can we understand everything and confirm what has been calculated. A moment later, the doctor came in when it was time to prepare the medicine and brought it to the master. He didn't see anyone here, so he only knew to report to the leader. Ryu Yian left a letter saying he had to go away for a while and asked the doctor to lie and use it, saying he was still in the treatment room. It wouldn't be strange, but every sentence and every word is written in human blood. It looks so serious. 30 years ago, the battle for the throne of Tangmon in Sichuan began after the homeowner died. The foremost veteran elders in the clan gathered and didn't understand what the hell happened. They all thought that it must have been because the wound received in the battle with Quan Yun became severe. That accident happened so long ago that such an old injury could not have happened at once. Now that is not important, we have to decide who among the descendants of this generation will be the next head of the family. Out of all his 7 sons, who do you plan to nominate? Is that necessary? Why not choose the eldest to inherit? I nominate young Master Tang Ji-chul. In terms of position, this person is qualified but not qualified to be the head of the house, so the elders nominated the second young master to be the heir? Thinking about it, they are talking about 6 young masters, but it seems that no one is pleasing to the eye. If we choose people based on their qualities, wouldn't we all already know? The great elder believes that Tang Chan, the youngest son in the family, is the most capable. At the age of 14, he has mastered all the techniques of the Tang sect and his talent is beyond discussion. But I doubt whether he is really the son of the former homeowner. That is the child that Tang Xiaopeng brought back from somewhere and adopted him as his son. We cannot leave the position of heir to someone of unknown origin. Moreover, he is still too young, only under the age of 20. Since when does Tang Mon Tu Suyen choose homeowners based on age? The previous head of the family in the previous generation, Tang Xiaopeng, was also appointed when he was just selected 20 due to his great ability. After a long discussion without reaching any results, all 4 elders decided to have the same decision. The tradition of the Tang sect is to create a life and death battle where whoever wins will be the leader. 100 years ago the Tang sect of Sichuan always did that, but then in the last few generations of family heads, they almost abandoned them. The only person left alive after killing all the other members will become the family leader. Do you think this method is suitable for the great Tang sect? Or not? So just like that, the battle between blood brothers is about to take place. Tang Chan is the youngest brother and was not informed clearly. Every day he only focuses on practicing without paying attention. Pay attention to anything. 7th master's only friend for the past 14 years is the cat. You shouldn't sneak in here like that, or if you get caught, you'll be taken to the stew. Even so, you're still the only one who comes to hang out with me every night, right? Tang Chan named it Mew Mew, which sounds quite friendly and approachable. One day, like always, Mew Mew suddenly cried out and did not listen to the master. Outside, the second senior brother came, so he was a bit scared and left. In the family, perhaps the 2 of them are closest because of the rest. They all have very clear intentions. They all want to eliminate each other to take the top position and receive the vacant position of head of the sect. Seeing the second brother, Tang Chan was quite surprised as to why he was come here. Tang Jigik leisurely walked in. Do you need a reason for me to visit my junior brother? Have you heard the news that the family is about to start a contest to decide who will become the head of the family? Seeing that junior brother was not very focused, Tang Jigik immediately explained the meaning of this war. To the mind of a 14-year-old child, it just feels like a sword fight. We will have to kill each other until only one person is left alive. Tang Jigik's meaning was that the 7 brothers in the Tang sect would have to fight against each other. That's true. About 100 years ago, they said that was the way the Tang sect in Sichuan chose a leader. Tang Chan understood the situation. So cruel, he immediately asked why his brother brought so many guards. Tang Jigik really didn't understand, or did he intentionally say he came just to talk? But then when they heard rustling sounds outside, they both realized that tonight would be a very long night. Unexpectedly, those bastards would find me with you. Also, it could be that the second young master arranged it, or it could be that other brothers planned to harm them. The 2 brothers quickly took care of all the assassins working for their own family. The rules of competing for the position of householder are quite simple as long as you are still breathing. Tang sect's tactics are different from other sects, which is the use of hidden weapons and traps. Some high-end cases, if you are a direct blood relative, you will be able to learn more about potions. Assassins are so thoroughly trained, it seems like all of them are at their peak. Recognizing the abilities of the assassins. Then the second young master and the 7th young master joined forces. Both used hidden weapons to kill all those who stood in the way of working for their blood brothers. Although they could confront each other, the number of enemies is very large due to the prepared plan. Dare to use poison in front of the second young master of Tang sect? Are you looking down on us? I will show you what Tang sect's poison is like because it cannot be stopped." Tang Jigok rushed up, approached and used his deadly poison to quickly kill the assassins. Faced with the danger of his life, he used countless brutal methods. But when there were only a few people left, he was caught off guard, so his loophole was immediately discovered by the enemy. Shine from right behind. Afterwards, the pre-poisoned force aimed straight at the second young master. Because he was too subjective, he thought that this time it was all over. Fortunately, in the dark night, the seventh brother promptly used a pebble to save him from danger. The trap is trapped and cannot be taken back, so it is also a very good opportunity to respond. When the opportunity comes, Tang Jigok knows how to be meticulous to keep himself safe. He clutched the assassin's weapon tightly. Then he wanted to repay what he had just suffered. Suddenly, the last one of all those sent out died. Thanking his younger brother for his help, Tang Jigok turned to check on the seventh brother. See if it's okay. But then he saw that he was the one who was not okay, not his junior brother. That guy who killed all the assassins before him was truly a rare talent of the fourth Tang sect. This statement was a bit redundant because everyone in the family knew it, and later the two checked that there was still one survivor. Tang Jigok immediately asked questions to find out who was the culprit. Who gave the order? Because he had assumed that he would die after the mission was not completed, that guy did not say a word. It needed to be eliminated immediately, but then Tang Chan stopped brother. Please tell me who is trying to kill me and my junior brother, whether they are the elders or not. He tried to say a few more threatening words, but absolutely that loyalty cannot be shaken. Tang Jigok was furious and brutally murdered the living assassin. Seeing dozens of bodies lying on the ground, Tang Chan felt a little helpless. The boy took the initiative to raise his voice, "Our brother. There's no need to kill him. Junior brother, don't be so weak. They're assassins trying to kill us. The ones who will benefit the most when we die are probably the remaining gentlemen. I know that the five brothers all want to be the head of the family, but they still need to have a specific name." Tang Jigok immediately mentioned his senior brother Tang Ji Chol. Tang Chan felt so disappointed. Could he just kick each other to death with the same mother? It seemed like he wanted to kill them all, my younger brothers, so that I can sit comfortably in the chair of the Tang sect's master. I have thought so before, so this is the reason why I came to you today. Please listen to me. To survive, we must work together. Every word that year touched Tang Chan's young heart. In the end, he had to agree to help his second senior brother climb. Became the current head of the family.